Hello all, this is Aaron, and I wanted to make a relatively quick, I say that at the beginning of every video, Hearthstone Battlegrounds tutorial. And so I want to start off by talking about how Battlegrounds works. If you already know how Battlegrounds works, you can skip to the next part of the video. I always make chapters, but I want to give a full, in-depth explanation. If you're still confused though, the wiki also has a text explanation, a very, very well done text description, a very long one too, very detailed. Anyway, Battlegrounds is basically an Autobattler, or I think they call them auto chess as well, that type of game. And it's very similar to traditional Hearthstone in that the minions are, the minion pool is very similar. They have very similar keywords like taunt, battle cry. If you've played standard Hearthstone, you have probably played, I mean, you'll understand kind of what's going on with Battlegrounds. The difference with Battlegrounds is that it doesn't really have cards in the same way, right? So instead, you play minions, which then battle each other automatically, and whichever side has minions remaining at the end of the battle gets to attack the enemy hero. It's much more complex than that, and I will go into detail, but I just kind of wanted to give the brief rundown. If that's all you need to know, you can skip to the next chapter, or get ready for the long explanation, which I will potentially screw up because it is 4 in the morning, but I felt like recording this. I wanted to get this out there because I'm really, really excited about this. So, accessibility real quick, just a quick note. To really make this as accessible as possible, there's an auto hotkey script, which I will link to in the description. Maybe not immediately after posting the video, because I do want to ask for permission first. But probably by the time you watch this, it'll be there. And if not, on the Hearthstone Access Discord server, the file is attached, so it is pretty easy to get. But just a quick little disclaimer, Blizard technically doesn't like people using auto hotkey. This is more of a World of Warcraft issue, I think, because you can legitimately cheat with it, whereas with Hearthstone it's not quite so clear cut. So you could theoretically get banned. I'm not an expert, but I very much doubt you would, especially if you then contacted their accessibility team and disputed your ban, because you can dispute bans. You can appeal them. So I really don't think it'd be a huge problem, especially because I'm assuming a lot of the big blind streamers like Super Blind Men will be streaming this soon. Anyway, let's get to the actual game. Okay, so Battlegrounds. The way it works is the Battlegrounds has 2 phases, the recruiting phase and the battling phase. Actually, sorry, I'm going to go back another step. In Battlegrounds, there are, I think, 67 different heroes to choose from. At the beginning of the game, you can choose between 2. You can choose between 4 if you have the the Battlegrounds perk thing purchased. I think it's like $14 per season or something. So, 14, maybe it might be 20. I'm not 100% sure how much it is. And I definitely don't know how much it is in Europe or Asia or any other region. I just know the Americas region. But anyway, you get 2 heroes to choose from. They each have, and each hero in the pool has a different hero power. It's kind of similar to in Standard, where each class has a different hero power. Well, here, each hero has a different hero power. And that hero power will affect the game in different ways. And so you choose your hero, and then you're dropped into the game. And as I was saying before, there's 2 phases. There's the recruiting phase and there's the battle phase. In the recruiting phase, you hire recruits, which are minions, from the tavern. And the way that works is, it's a little bit like mana. So first turn, everybody has 3 mana, 3 gold. It's called gold. Every single minion, regardless of how good it is, costs 3 gold to purchase. The catch is that your tavern has a level, it's called its tier, and that affects the quality of minions which you will receive in your list of available purchases. So even though every minion costs 3 gold, you have to spend a lot of gold to upgrade your tavern to get the really, really good stuff. Tavern upgrades. There's 6 tiers. You start on tier 1 by default. There's a base cost for each upgrade, right? So upgrading from 1 to 2 costs 5 gold. However, here's the thing. It costs 5 gold, but every turn you spend at a tier, like every turn you spend at tier 1, the cost to upgrade to tier 2 decreases by 1 after each recruiting phase, after each turn. So like at turn 1, it'll cost 5 gold to upgrade to tier 2. At tier 2, it'll cost 4 gold to upgrade to tier 2. So if you upgrade to tier 2, then the cost to upgrade to tier 3, the base cost is 7. But if you wait a turn, it'll be 6. If you wait another turn, it'll be 5. If you wait another turn, it'll be 4. At tiers 2, 4, and 6, you will be offered more minions. So you'll be offered 1 more minion every time you're offered a minion. And you'll kind of see how that works when I start a game. But by default, the Bob, the tavern keeper, will only sell you 3 minions at a time. And they're 3 gold each. So you get 3 options. Once your tavern hits level 2, you'll get 4 options. Once your tavern hits level 4, you get 5. And then it'll cap at 6. So you have that. You can buy minions. You can sell minions for 1 gold. Minions always sell for 1 gold unless their card text says otherwise. You can refresh Bob's board, which basically means he will give you a new supply of minions to choose from with the auto hotkey script. You just press Control R for that. But I'll go over the keyboard shortcuts when we get started. But yeah, you can refresh. That costs 1 gold, and you'll get a completely new set of minions. You can freeze a minion. So if you really like a minion, you can press Control F, and that will freeze it, which means it will stay in the selection next time. So each turn, each recruiting phase, Bob will give you a new selection of minions, unless you freeze one. If you freeze one, then you will have that again next turn. So that is basically the recruiting phase. Then you have the battle phase. In the battle phase, your minions will take turns from left to right attacking minions on the enemy side of the board. They will attack randomly unless your enemy has taunt minions. If your enemy has taunt minions, the taunt minions will be attacked first. If there's multiple taunt minions, then the target will randomly be chosen. So you have no say over the battle phase. You're just sitting there. You're a spectator, which is why it's called an Autobattler, obviously. So basically the idea of the game is you want to get minions that synergize with each other. You want to make the most powerful minions possible, because a lot of buffs are permanent. Because when minions die in the battle mode, they come back. Your board is reset at the end of every battle phase, which is pretty nifty. I think that's basically all there really is to know. I mean, it's very, very, it can get very, very complicated. You will soon see. It's really tricky. Like, I am terrible at it. I think my rating is like 300 something, which is like really bad. I just started though. You have to place in 4th or better to be considered a victory. So a battlegrounds game consists of 8 players. However, you can have private battlegrounds matches. If you have 5 or you have 4 friends you want to play with, you can have a private 5-person battlegrounds match, which is, sorry, excuse me, it's really cool. I haven't done that yet, but it's pretty nifty. So let me talk a little bit about getting started. So auto hotkey, you can download that. I can link to the webpage, and then you just unzip the script anywhere. You run the executable that corresponds to your resolution, and you're good to go. That's basically all there is. Because if you already have Hearthstone Access installed, then that's all you need to do. If you don't have Hearthstone Access installed, then there's a lot more you need to do. And I can link to that website on the description, and I will do so. But let me just unmute my system audio so that we can actually hear the game. Okay, this should now be audible.
Hearthstone, row 1, column 2, Hearthstone.
So now I am now in the Hearthstone main menu, assuming it didn't disconnect me.
Play casual 2, play rank 1 of 8.
It did not.
Accessibility off.
So I'm going to go to Golden Cursor.
Mouse positions. Main menu, battlegrounds position. Hearthstone.
Battlegrounds position, which you can actually OCR and just move to it I'm not going to talk too much about that here because there's already quite a bit of information on that. If people really want it, I can make a video on it, but that's if. So I'm now in battlegrounds. I can OCR here.
Recognizing result document. Battlegrounds. Collection. Welcome to the battlegrounds. 8 combatant center. Only one will take the crown. 4:07 a.m.
That's my time. Yeah, it's like.
IST place. Top 4. Rating. 342.
That's my rating.
Play. L.
So I'm gonna hit play.
Left 500. Team mate.
And I'm gonna leave the access. I'm gonna leave Hearthstone Access off because when you select your hero, that you have to OCR through, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying because some of the hero powers, the text for some of the hero powers is kind of garbled. And there's also a potentially large accessibility barrier right now. It's not like a huge deal. It really isn't a big deal at all. But the only issue that there really is right now in terms of accessibility is that visually you can see who your next opponent will be prior to facing them in battle. Like during the recruiting phase, you can see who your next opponent's going to be in the battling phase. Wow, this is a very long wait time. But we cannot. So we don't know who we're going to face. You can see quite a bit. You can see their hero, you can see their hero power. You get a little bit of information on them, but it's not enough to say win the game. It just helps a lot. Okay, so I'm going to press Control 1. So when you have the mod, when you have the keyboard file enabled, you use Control 1 and Control 2
Accessibility off.
to swap between your two hero choices. So I'm going to
Recognizing result document. Choose a bullet at 0K. Minion types sustain. Elementals. Murlocs. Demons. Mechs. Dragons.
Okay, those are the minions.
First minion types sustain. First ash fallen. Minion types sustain. Elementals. Murlocs. Demons. Mechs. Dragons. First ash fallen. Final showdown. 5. Buy 3 minions in 1 turn. To give them +2/+2 land. Progressive. 3 left.
Buy 3 minions in 1 turn.
15 seconds remain. Hearthstone.
+2/+2.
Accessibility on. Accessibility
So
off.
I'm going to check out the
Recognizing result. Choose minion all passive. Start with instead of 40. Start with 55 health.
Start with 55
Instead of 40.
instead of
Start with
40.
passive.
You know what?
Start with 55 health. Hearthstone. Left click. 5 seconds remaining. Recognizing result. Password. Root. You. 4 Armor. Confirm. Purchase ash. Confirm.
Confirm.
Left click. Waiting for opponent. Opponent's turn. Turn it. Hearthstone.
Okay.
Accessibility on.
At this point, you can turn the mod back. And you should be good to go. So, we're going to start. Bob's going to speak to us.
Set fresh opponents. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Opponent's minions.
Okay.
Combine 1 free.
So, Bob is your opponent.
Opponent's hero. Bartender. Opponent's hero. Bartender Bob.
And his board,
Opponent's minions. Dissolving combine 1 free.
access through G,
1 free. After upgrade your tavern to your double is 1. Dissolving
I'm
combine.
gonna buy
Summon.
this. Sorry.
Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
The first turn,
And summon.
you don't get much time.
Accessibility. Accessibility.
So this is really hard. So if you press G to access your opponent's board, you can see his minions. You press Enter to
remaining.
select the one you want, then you press Control B to purchase it. And then it'll end up in your hand, after which you can play it normally. You press Enter twice to
Have
position
a
on the
good
board.
battle,
Okay.
friend.
So the first turn is always really quick because your hero selection counts against you.
Minions. 1 free. Dissolving combine.
So this is my
1 free.
minion.
After upgrade your tavern to your double is minions attack. Your dissolving combine attack your opponent's elemental. Opponent has no summon minions. Minions. Dissolving combine 1 to 1. Opponent's
I
hero.
won.
Bartender
Welcome
Bob.
back. How's it going out
Actually,
there?
55 health. Bartender Bob.
I don't know. I think we tied. I think we both killed each other. Yeah. So I summoned
Minions.
this
Dissolving combine 1 to 1.
evolving combine.
1. Dissolving combine. Dissolving combine.
I should look at the spelling.
1 free.
I summoned that.
After you upgrade your tavern to your double is minions attack.
After you upgrade your Tavern tier, double this minion's attack. So I'm actually going to
You have 4
upgrade my
mana.
Tavern tier now. I have 4 mana, and because the base is 5, and this is turn 2, I have enough gold. It should be 4.
Accessibility off. Accessibility.
Control U has now upgraded my Tavern to tier 2.
15
And there's
seconds
nothing
remaining.
else I can do this turn, because as you can see,
You have 0 out of 4 mana.
I have 0 gold. Hearthstone Access will still call it mana, but it's gold. And so now
5 seconds remaining.
my guy will have 2
Minions. 2 free.
attack instead of 1. And we will probably either lose or not, or tie.
Opponent's
I
minions.
think
Opponent's
you
minions.
can win this thing.
Opponent's hero. Opponent 40 health. Opponent 4 Murlocs Mana Storm. Opponent's hero power Mana Storm. Passive minions cost 2 gold. Refresh cost 2 gold. Tavern tier cost 1. 2 for rattle. Michael money 2.
I lost this one.
Opponent's minions. Impulsive tracer 1 of 2. Opponent's team 1 attack and 1 health.
So if I
Free attack
check,
and 40 health. Free attack and 40 health.
if I check his attack while he's attacking, I can see how much damage I'm going to take, and I can check my health.
Any
after.
defeat that doesn't destroy you makes you strong.
Your hero. 52 health.
So as you can see now, I'm at 52 out of
You have 5
55
mana.
health,
Opponent's minions. Soul scale on show 1 to 4.
which is cool. So now I'm going to look at my choices. Now I have 4 choices.
3 2. After you play Murloc, give 2 other friendly Murlocs +1 health.
Okay.
Spawn off 2 4. 2 2 the rattle. The rattle. Give your minions +1/+1. Rock pool under 3 4. 2 3. Battle cry. Give a friendly Murloc +1/+1. Matches overseer 4 4. 2 4. Battle cry. Give a friendly demon +2/+2.
I don't like any of these, so I'm going to hit Control R to refresh.
Accessibility off. Accessibility off. You have 4 out of 5 mana. Opponent's minions. Flip Guardian 1 to 4. 2 4. Whenever it attacks, double its attack.
Remember, this attacks double its attack.
Murloc hit number 2 4. Flip Guardian 1 to 4.
You know what?
50. Murloc hit number 2 4. 2 1. Battle cry. Summon 1 1 Murloc Scout. Nope, smuggler 3 or 4. 2. After a friendly dragon gains attack, give it plus 1 health. Masters of Ogres 2 or 4. 2 4. Battle cry, give a friendly demon +2/+2. Demon. Nope, Murloc, Flip Guardian 1 4.
I don't like any of these,
You
really.
have 4 out of 5. Murloc hidden. 2 1. Battle cry, summon 1 Murloc. Summon the right.
this.
Accessibility off. Accessibility on. And bananas 1 of 2. 0. Give a minion +1/+1. Murloc hidden.
Oh, I have bananas. Okay. So,
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Minions evolving chrome line. Murloc hidden for 2 1. Battle cry, summon 1 Murloc scout.
so when you buy a minion,
You're
so
evolving
I
chrome
don't
line.
know
Your
what
opponent's
this is.
You have no minions.
Ooh, he's
Zero.
gonna
1 attack
attack
38
me
health.
for
2 attack 38 health.
2.
2 attack 38 health. Your opponent's 0 attack 50 health.
So this is, I'm sorry, this is really hard to explain because it's so
Welcome
fast-paced.
back.
But
How's
as the
it going
turn,
out there?
as a turn, every turn you get like 10 more seconds. I think it caps at 120 seconds. So I'll have a little bit more time to
Six
explain. So again, I'm gonna press G.
Minions,
So I have
Chrome line, 1 of 3.
3 minions
Two,
now. My Chromeling,
After you upgrade your tavern tier, double his minions attack. Murloc hidden for 2 or 3. 2
my
1.
Tide Hunter,
Battle cry, summon 1 Murloc scout. Murloc scout 3 of 3.
and my Scout. I can sell those both.
Accessibility off. Accessibility.
I just upgrade my tavern with Control U.
You have 1 out of 6 mana. Minions
And if
evolving
I
chrome line 1 of
sell
3.
these
Murloc hidden for 2 or 3. 2 1. Murloc hidden for. Summon the right.
I'm gonna press Enter on the Tide Hunter and hit Control S to sell it.
Accessibility off. Accessibility on.
The reason you're hearing accessibility off and
Minions evolving chrome.
accessibility
Murloc scout 2 of
on
2. Summon the right.
is because the
Accessibility off. Accessibility
auto
on.
thing
Opponent's
is
minions. Rock 1 1 4. 2 3. Battle cry. Give a friendly Murloc +1/+1. 50. Rat leader 2 4. 1 3. After you play a demon, deal 1 damage to your hero. Evolving chrome line 3 1 3. After you upgrade your tavern tier, double his minions attack. Party elemental 4 3 2. After you play an elemental, give another random friendly elemental +1/+1.
Well,
Evolving chrome line
I'm
3 4.
just gonna
Summon
buy
the right.
this.
Accessibility off. 5 seconds remaining. You have 0 out of 6
I'm
mana.
not
And
too
bananas 1 of 3.
focused on.
0 mana. Minions evolve 4 3.
I should have used the
And
bananas
choose the
first.
target. Minions evolve. And evolve. Summon the right.
Don't
Summon
tell
the right.
the others.
Summon the right.
I'm
summon.
rooting
Minions. 6
for
5.
you.
Oh great, that's too bad. Yeah, so the auto hotkey script automatically disables the accessibility mod, so I can move the mouse.
Your
And
opponent's attack your evolving chrome line. Your evolving chrome line attack your opponent's first attack. Minions hit 1. You have no summon. Minions hit 1 of 3. You have no summon minions.
I'm going
5 attack 37 health. 5 attack 5 45 health.
to, so now down to 45. Yeah, I'm gonna probably be the first person to lose.
The
If I'm
battle
not,
is really
it'll be because
raging
of
out
my
there.
55
You have 7
health,
mana.
and that's
Opponent's minions. Arm of the Empire 1 4.
Okay.
4 4. Whenever
Yes.
Wolf 2 4. 4 2. Arm 4 4. Whenever a friendly minions attack, give it +2 attack permanently. Wolf 2 4. 4 2. Battle cry. Gain +2/+1 for each other friendly Murloc. Soul Juggler 3 4. 3 5. After a friendly demon dies, deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. Wolf Smuggler 4 4. 2 5. After a friendly dragon gains attack.
Can I upgrade this again?
Accessibility off. Accessibility.
Yes, I can.
Minions evolving 12 5.
This is really dumb.
After you have 0 out of 7 mana.
Please, if you when you're playing this, do not do this.
Opponent's minions. Arm of the Empire 1 4.
So I just upgraded my thing,
Minions 12 5.
which increased my guy's attack to 12. So next level it'll increase to 24. But of course its health is still 5. This is literally like the worst possible strategy. But I cannot concentrate on explaining how stuff works and also
Opponent's minions. Arm of the Empire 1 4.
playing the game at the same time.
You have 0 out of 7 mana.
So that
15
costs me
seconds
all my mana, so there's nothing else I can do this turn. And there's no end turn button because everybody's acting at the same time, and you just kind of wait. And I'll be matched with,
5 seconds remaining.
one of my 7 opponents. Visually, I can see who it is, except I can't. So, yeah, now we are now. in
Don't
battle
tell
phase.
the others. I'm
Opponent's minions. Arm of the
rooting
Empire 1
for
4.
you.
So yeah, I pressed G too early, so it showed me Bob's minions. Okay, now
Opponent's
they
minions.
should
Up to 1
be.
4. 2 1 to 5 G. Select 2 2. Your opponent. Proficient enough. Too late.
And
-4.
I am screwed. Again, they're already dead. He's already dead. He's already completely dead.
You have 0 out of 7 mana. Opponent's 0 attack your hero. 39 health.
I'm down to 39. This is not good.
Any defeat that doesn't destroy you makes you
You have 8 mana.
strong.
So now I have 8 mana.
Opponent's minions. Soul Scale Launcher 1 of 5. 3 2. After you play a Murloc, give 2 other friendly Murlocs +1 health. Mikado egg 2 of
There's
5.
a lot of
0 5.
Murlocs
The rattle. Summon Native Robosaur. Common.
Whoa!
The rattle. Summon
This
Native
looks
Robosaur.
like
0 5 is
fun.
Mikado egg.
I'm gonna buy this egg.
Summon the right. Accessibility off. Accessibility on. And evolving chrome line 1. Bananas 2 4. Bananas 3 4. Mikado egg 4 4. 0 mana.
Is it egg
Mikado egg.
or Ek?
Start with
I think it's Ek. Let me see.
Untitled Notepad. MECHANO-EGG dot.
Mechano egg. Mechano egg.
Mikado egg 4 4. Summon the right.
Alright, I'm gonna
Accessibility. Accessibility.
And you can move minions on the board, so minion positioning is very important. Like,
Minions,
if you
evolving
want the
chrome line
minion to die first, for example,
Mikado egg 2 of 0 5 to
you
rattle.
probably want it to
Mikado
attack
egg.
first.
Summon to the right. Summon to the left.
So I'm going to put him to the left. So now he's on the left.
Minions,
If I
Mikado egg
press
1 2.
B, minion Mechano egg is first.
Evolving chrome line 2 of 2.
Evolving Chrome.
Star untitled note. Mikado plant. 2 of 2. Chroma evolving. Chroma. CHAROMAWING. Space 2.
Chromoing. Chromoing.
Arts.
Chromoing.
Minions. Evolving. 12 evolving chrome
I
line.
don't actually want the
Summon to the right.
chromoing on the left.
Summon to the left.
So I'm going to move.
Summon to the right.
And Hearthstone Access still
Summon to the
says
left.
summon at the left,
Summon to the right.
right.
Summon to the left.
I'm going to go to the left. And there he is on the left.
You have 5 out of 8 mana. Minions. Evolving Chrome Line 1 of 2.
So now I'm going to
Opponent's
check
minions. Soul Scale Launcher 1 of 4.
board
Soul Scale
again.
Launcher 2. Mikado 3 of 4. 0 5. Rattle. Summon
There's
the
another
egg.
egg. Oh wow.
Summon the right.
I'll buy this other egg.
Accessibility. Accessibility. Inactive level 8 mana.
This is
And
kind
evolving
of
Chrome Line 1 of 4. Bananas 2 of 4. Bananas.
I'm
Bananas
gonna
0.
use my
Bananas.
banana.
Choose a target. Minions. Evolving Chrome Line 1 of 2. Level 5.
Oh, my chroming.
And bananas 2 of 3. Choose a target. Minions. Evolving Chrome Line 1. And Mikado 8 2 of 2.
And then I'm gonna
Summon the
play
right.
this other egg.
Summon the team evolving Chrome Line Mikado 8. 15 seconds
And I'm
remaining.
gonna put it there.
Minions. Evolving Chrome Line 1 of 3. Mikado 8 2. Mikado 8. Mikado 0 5. Inactive level 8 mana. Opponent's minions. Soul Scale Launcher 3. Soul. Acolyte of
I'm gonna refresh
Inactive level. Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
just so I
Opponent's
can
minions. Dice Proto 3. Molten Rock 2. Deflecto Bot. Red Belt 4. Deflecto Bot.
ooh.
Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
freeze the deflecto ball. Thank you. I need that deflecto ball.
Freeze the Divine Shield is frozen. Divine Shield
Have
whenever you
a
summon a mech during
good
combat. Gain plus 2 attack and
battle,
Divine Shield.
friend.
Whenever you summon a mech during combat, gain +2 attack and divine shield. Okay, this might help me.
Opponent's minions. Spawn off 1 of 4. Blitz Guardians 2 4. Your
Except
opponent's attack your
my
opponent's
enemies
minions.
are getting
Your opponent's Blitz Guardian attack your second away. Your opponent's Blitz Guardian attack your second away. Your Oversoul attack your opponent's Inquisitor. Your opponent's attack your away. Your Oversoul attack your opponent's Impulsive Creature. Your opponent's attack your away. Your opponent's attack your away. Your Oversoul attack your opponent's Phantom Cross. Michael
I'm not gonna make it. 9 attack. Ooh. Ouch.
Welcome back. How's it going
Sorry,
out there?
guys.
Opponent's minions. Price promo break 5-5. Molten Rock 2 of 5. Deflecto Bot 3 of Red Belt 4 of 5.
Ooh, the deflecto bot. I need that
Captain Bot 5 of
deflecto
5. Red Belt.
ball.
Deflecto Bot 3 of 5.
For
3 to
sure.
Divine Shield. Summon to the right. Accessibility off. Accessibility off. Inactive 6 out of 9 mana. And evolving Chrome
And
Line 1
I
of 3.
think...
Bananas 2 of 3. 0 mana. Give a minion +1/+1.
Where do I keep getting these bananas
Minions. Evolving Chrome
from?
Line 14 steps after you upgrade your tavern tier. Double his minions attack. Dragon. Mikado 8 2 of 0 5.
Weird.
The rattle. Mikado 8 0 5. The rat.
Anyway.
And bananas deflecto Bot 3 of 3.
I'm gonna play the deflecto
0
bot.
mana. 3-2. Divine Shield whenever you summon a mech during combat. Gain +2 attack and Divine Shield.
And I'm probably going to put this one on
Summon
the
the
right.
right.
I want this to attack last. Now, just because it's attacking last doesn't mean it can't be attacked first, right? Because they can attack a random minion.
Inactive 6 out of. And evolving Chrome Line 1 of 2.
I don't have any taunt minions active.
Inactive. Bananas 0 mana. Minions. Evolving Chrome Line 1 of 4.
I'm gonna upgrade my chroming,
Inactive 6 out of 9 mana. Opponent's minions. Price promo break 1
and
of.
I'm gonna see if I can get
Accessibility
something
off.
else
Accessibility off.
useful.
Opponent's minions. Impatient Doomsayer 1 of 2 6. Avenge 4. Add a random demon to your hand. The Commander 2 of 5. 5 4. Your other demon attack +2 attack. Your hero is Metal Cliff Leaper 3 of 5. Battle Cry. Mech. Battle Cry. Give your other mech +2 attack.
Ooh,
3 3. Metal Cliff Leaper. Inactive 5
I
out of 9
can
mana.
buy this
Inactive 5 out of 9
and
mana.
then sell it again.
Summon to the right. Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
Because battle cries are activated when the minion
And
is
metal.
summoned.
Inactive 0 3 3.
And
0
never
Metal Cliff Leaper. Summon to
so
the
I
right.
can-
15 seconds remaining. Inactive 9 mana. Minions. Metal 3 3. Battle Cry. Give your other mech +2 attack.
I can keep it or sell it.
Inactive 9 mana.
I might just sell it. Oh, I can
Summon to
sell
the
it now.
Accessibility off.
And buy
Accessibility
something
off.
else.
Opponent's minions. Impatient Doomsayer 1. Commander 2. Which win this one? 3 Avenge 3. Add a random. Full 4 4. 4. Battle Cry. Gain +2/+1 for each other friendly Murloc.
Oh
With Commander
crap!
5 4.
I have nothing
Your
else
other
to
demon attack
buy.
+2 attack. Your hero is immune. Demon. Summon.
No! I
Have
didn't
a
to buy
good
it.
battle, friend.
Crap! Oh well.
Opponent's minions. Taking 1 of 6. 1 rattle. Inquisitor 2. 5 3. Taunt. Rattle. Summon. Act like a 3. Your opponent's minions attack. Your first Mikado. Take 4 Your opponent's attack. Your opponent's Inquisitor. Your opponent's attack. Your opponent's Inquisitor. Your opponent's attack. Your opponent's
This sounds
Inquisitor.
really awesome.
Your second opponent's attack. Your opponent's second. Your second opponent's attack. Your opponent's second. Your opponent's attack. Your opponent's
Crap. 9 damage. Ouch! That's not good. Whew.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Opponent's minions. Master Robo Executus 1 of 5. 6 3. At the end of your turn, give your leftmost minion +1/+1. Repeat for each elemental you place this turn. Legendary.
That would be cool if I had elementals.
Michael Money 2 of 5. 1 2. Reborn at the end of your turn. Give another random friendly minion +1 attack.
Nah.
Michael Money 3 of 5. 1 2.
Too late for that.
Inquisitor 4 of 5. 3. Taunt. Rattle. Elemental 5 of 5. 2. When you elemental.
I'm gonna upgrade.
Accessibility off. Accessibility off. You have 4 out of 10 mana.
Ooh, and I can refresh.
Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
And 1 mana, one minion I can
Minions.
summon.
Evolving Chrome Line 1 of 4. 38.
Ooh, he's at 30.
Opponent's minions. Witchwing Desmotron. 3 5. Avenge. 3. Add a random battle cry minion to your hand.
Ooh, that's kind of nifty.
3. Avenge. 3.
So
add
when 3 minions die, other than that, 3 friendly minions die, it'll give me a battle cry minion that I can potentially play next turn.
Crackling Cyclone 2. 4 1 Divine Shield. Divine Shield. Win. 4 1 Divine Shield. Win 3. Masters of Overseer 3 5. Crack 4. Divine Shield. Elemental.
That could be useful too.
Masters of Overseer 3 5. 2 4. Battle cry. Give a friendly demon +2/+2. Inquisitor 4 of 5. 3 3 rattle. Taunt. Rattle. Summon 1 1 imp. Cobalt Paladin 5 of 5. 5 5. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +3 attack. 5. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +3 attack.
That's permanent. I'm pretty sure that's permanent attack when it's at the end of my turn,
Dragon. Common.
which is really nice.
You have 3 out of 10 mana. 3 5. Avenge. 3. Add a random battle cry minion to your hand.
But I feel like I already lost, so I'm just gonna take.
Summon to the right. Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
Need to buy it.
15 seconds remaining. And evolving Chrome Line 1 of 3.
Now it's in my
Bananas 2 of
hand.
Witchwing Desmotron. 0 mana. Summon to the right.
I'm gonna put
Keep
it
all
there.
these
And evolving
eggs!
Bananas 2 of 2.
And I think I'm going to play the bananas on the deflector.
5 seconds.
Because his problem is he doesn't have much health.
You have 0 out of 10 mana. Divine shield whenever you summon. Hero power all patched up. Passive start with 55 health instead of 40.
Yep.
Minions evolving combine 1 to 5. 38.
Here we go
Have
again.
a good battle, friend.
Opponent's minions practice cycle 1 to 4.
Here we go. We're going to die. I only have 21 health. Odds are I'm
Opponent's
going to
minions
die.
2 1 divine shield. Water droplet 207 2 2. Refreshing your evolving combine. 16 health. Water droplet attack your
I just love these sounds. Listening to this battle is so incredible. Yes, I won! Yes! I'm gonna get 8 attack. Yes! Yes! I won a battle
Nice
for
work
once.
out there. You love the pressure.
Okay, so we're gonna do this again.
Opponent's minions capture 1 to 5. 2 2. Your card sets summon minions summon twice as many.
Ooh!
Legendary.
This is exactly what I need.
Summon to right. Accessibility on.
Because now my eggs will summon
Opponent's
2.
minions harvest column 1 to 4. 2 3 threat. Mirrors and 2 4. 5 5. Battle cry. Add a minion from your last opponent's war hand to your hand. Micro money 3 4. 1 2. Soul Devourer 4 4. 3 3. Battle cry. Choose a friendly demon. Remove the gained stats and evolving combine 1 to 4. Bananas 2 4. Twilight emissary 3 4. 0 mana 4 4. Taunt battle cry. Give a friendly dragon +2 +2.
I don't have any dragons, but I can summon it and then sell it.
Capture 4 4. 0 mana 2 2. Twilight 0 4 4. Taunt battle cry. Capture 4 4. Minions evolving combine 1 to 5.
Now I just need to.
38. Mechanic 2 5.
I think I need to sell something.
4 6 between this on 5 3 5. Avenge 3. Add random battle cry.
Because I can't.
And
All
evolving
these
combine.
are really
Capture 4.
important to me.
Twilight emissary 0 4 4. Taunt. Capture 4 4.
So I'm gonna.
0 2 2. Summon to right.
I'm gonna put him on the right, of course.
We must band together, united for
And
Dalaran!
evolving combine 1 to 10 mana.
And now
Bananas 2 3. 0 mana.
I'm gonna play the bananas to deflect a
Between this
lot.
3 5. Capture 6 6. Between 3 5. Avenge 3. Add random. Deflect 4 6 3 divine shield. You have 7 mana. And evolving combine 1. Twilight emissary
And I
0
will
mana 4 4.
play the
Taunt battle cry.
emissary
Give a friendly dragon +2 +2. Summon to right. Choose a
and
target.
then sell it. I can
Minions.
shoot.
30 back.
I don't-
Evolving combine 1 to 7.
Oh!
38.
The Chrome Wing is a dragon!
Minions evolving 32 after you upgrade your tavern tier. Double minions attack.
Now
4
sell.
taunt battle cry. Give a friendly dragon +2
Actually, I'm not gonna sell it this
Four,
turn,
taunt.
and it has taunt. So I'm gonna let it
You have
play
7 out of 10 mana.
because
Opponent's minions
I
harvest
don't
column 1
have
4. 2 3 threat.
time.
Mirrors and 5 5. Battle cry. Add a minion from your last opponent's war hand to your hand. Micro money 3 4. 1 2. Soul Devour. 3 3. Battle cry. Choose a friendly demon. Remove the gained stats 3.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm probably gonna die this turn, honestly. I'm not too hopeful.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it, bro.
Your opponent has no summon minions. You have 7 out of 10 mana. Opponent's minions spawn themselves 1 of 6. 6 4 to rattle.
Oh!
Impulsive 3 6 4.
Oh dear.
Opponent's minions 1 4. Your opponent's attack your opponent's 6. Minions 1 4. Minions 4 1 5. Robosaur 2 5 8 8. Deflect 0 5 15 between this. Capture your opponent's 2 2. Your opponent's minions your opponent's highly attack your opponent's 2 0.
Yes! Yes! 6 attack! Woo! I won! Another fight! I know it doesn't mean anything. but
Your
also-
minions really pulled their weight.
I know I'm still not gonna get third place, but it feels really good. I might get fourth place. Huh, that's interesting.
Refreshing anomaly 3 5 1 4. A middle 3 1. Battle cry 8 +1 for each damage your hero has taken.
Is that like throughout the entire game?
3 1. Battle cry 8 +1 for each damage your hero has taken.
Oh, that can be applied to anything. Oh,
Summon to right. Accessibility off. Accessibility off. And minions
That's
evolving combine 1
quite the army you're building, friend.
Battle cry. Give a
I'm
friendly
gonna
dragon summon
sell
to right.
this.
Accessibility off. Accessibility on. And evolving combine 1 0. Bananas 2 5. 0 full 3 5. 0 4 2. Battle cry 8 +2 +1 for each other friendly murloc. Menagerie judge 4 0 mana 3 3. Battle cry. Give 3 random friendly minions of different minion types +2 +2. Summon to
I
right.
want that.
Accessibility off. Accessibility on. And evolving combine 1 full. A middle battle master 4 4. Full 3 4. And mid catcher 2 2. Your card between this round 3 5.
Where's
Menagerie judge 5. Battle cry. Give summon to right. Accessibility off. Accessibility. You have 9 out of 10 mana. And
Okay.
0. A middle battle master 3 1. Battle cry 8 +1 for each damage your hero has taken.
Summon
Summon to
that.
right.
Oh, he gains the health.
335. Battle cry 8 +1 for each damage your hero has taken.
That's unfortunate. That makes him kind of useless because
You have 9 out of 10 mana.
he doesn't have taunt.
Hero power.
So
all
he'll
battle.
last a long
Passive target
time, which is cool,
Opponent's
I
minions armor the
guess.
empire. Minions.
But I don't really want him.
Battle cry 8. Summon to
Because I
accessibility.
need-
Accessibility on.
I need
And
something
developing combine 1
else. I
3.
need
0.
something
Bananas
better.
2 0. Full 3 3 0 mana 4 2. Accessibility off. Accessibility on.
So I'm gonna.
And full 4 2. Battle cry 8 +2 +1 for each other friendly murloc. Opponent's minions. Button green on 1-4. Avenge. 3. Hit face minions. Rock pool under 2-5. Tutor. Master of reality 3-5. 6-6. Contact or friendly elemental gain stat. There goes a 4-4. This permanently keeps enchantments from combat. 15 seconds remaining. Dragon. Legendary. Capture 5-5. 2-2. Your card stats summon minions summon twice as many. Summon at the right. Accessibility off. Accessibility on. And Wolfen. Capture 4-4. Summon at the right.
Now we're talking.
We must band together, united for Dalaran!
So I mean, 8-8 minions really is nothing to write home about.
Don't tell the others.
But my
I'm
Deflecto
rooting
bot.
for you.
I'm counting on that really hard my Deflecto bot. Oh god.
Opponent's minions. Party elemental 1-7. 12-11. Opponent's minions. Party elemental 1.
Oh, this is an AI. This is the player that was already
Opponent's minions. 11-1.
Hopefully.
Minions. Ropes 1-5. Your opponent's ropes 2 A2. 17-6. Your ropes attack. Your opponent's minions. Deflect 1-2. Your opponent 17-6.
Yay!
Your hero. Your hero.
I live another turn. Excellent.
Nice work out there.
Thank you.
Keep up the pressure.
3 9 taunt the dragon. Summon 3-1 3 demons with taunt.
Interesting.
Button green 2-5. 1-4. Red roll 3-5. 1-2. Start of Dragon Enforcer 3-6. After a friendly minion loses divine shield. Gain +2/+2.
Huh.
Dragon.
I don't have that many minions that have divine
Arm of the
shield.
Empire 5
So.
4. Whenever a friendly taunt minion is and Wolfen 3
Let's see
7.
what he gave us.
Banana 4 7. A middle battle master 5 0 3-1. Battle cry. Gain +1 for each damage your hero has taken.
Huh.
Wolfen 6 7. 0 4-2. From Elfin Lookout 7 7. 0 mana 3-2. Battle cry. If you control another Murloc, discover a Murloc.
I don't have
Wolfen 6 0 4-2. Battle cry. Gain +2/+1 for each. Accessibility off. Accessibility off.
Oh, I thought it was already tier 10. Oops.
Minions. Evolving Chromine 1 of 68 12.
So it's at 68. Nice.
Opponent's minions. Void 1-5. 3 9. You have 3 out of 10 mana.
Let's
Accessibility off.
refresh.
Accessibility on. Opponent's minions. Replicating menace 1 of 3-1 magnetic. Disrattle. Summon 3-1 microbots. Meg.
That would be cool, except then I won't be able to get the eggs to work.
Button green 2 of 6. 1-4. Selfless hero 3 of 6. 2-1. Disrattle. Give a random friendly minion divine shield.
That,
You have 12 of 10 mana.
that I can use.
Arch Root Anvil 4 of 6. 4-4. Battle cry. Refresh Bob's Tavern with minions of your most common type.
Oh,
You have 12 of 10 mana. 4. Battle cry. Refresh Bob's Tavern with minions of your most common type.
interesting.
Minions. Evolving Chrome.
So I'm gonna play-
Capture 2-2. Your card stats summon minions summon twice and Wolfen 6 from Elfin 0 3-2. Battle cry. If you control another Murloc, discover a Murloc.
Play-
Summon the right. You do not have any more minions.
Oh,
Minions.
crap. I need to sell something
Deflect.
right
Witchwing.
away.
Capture 7 of 7. 2-2. Capture. Witchwing. 3. Avenge. 3. Add a random battle cry minion to your hand. Deflect. Bot 4 of 7. Divine. Mikado 2. Disrattle. Summon.
can't
Mikado 2 of
get
7.
rid of it. I'm gonna
Arch Root Anvil.
freeze.
Song of 5 of 6. Arch Root Anvil 4. Battle cry. Refresh Bob's Tavern with
Arc Druid, I think.
Selfless hero 3 of 6. 2-1. Disrattle. Arch Root. Accessibility off. Accessibility off. You have 12 of 10 mana.
And then I'll think of what to get rid of next turn.
15 seconds remaining.
Because I think I'm...
Accessibility off. Accessibility on.
Yep, I'm fully level now. My tavern is level 6 now.
Minions. About 68 12.
And my 68 damage!
5 seconds remaining.
You'd think that's a lot, but it's really not. Especially since it doesn't have Divine Shield. If it had Divine Shield, that would be nice, but it doesn't. So here we go.
You can still make a comeback.
What do you
Yo,
mean?
21 health.
I've been doing great, thank you.
Minions. Evolving Chrome. Opponent's minions. Imprison 1 of 7. 3 3 Rabbit. Imprison 14 Mattress 2-4. Acolyte 14. Soul Hero. Arm of the 4-4. Opponent's hero. Evolving Chrome. 20 PL.
This may hurt.
Minions. Mikado 1-4. Your opponent's attack. Your first Mikado edge. Minions. Rope 4-1-4. Your rope 4 attack. Your opponent's imprison 18.
Oh my god.
Minions. Rope 4-1-3. Your opponent's payday. Let go. 36.
I'm very good.
Your 21 health.
16 attack! Oh my god.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Okay.
And Evolving Chrome 1 of 8. Bananas, middle, from Elfin, banana 6, metal to full of 8.
Somebody has to take my
Battle cry, 8
bananas.
+4 +2 for each other friendly Murloc. Metal to Leaper 7 of 8. 0 3
I need to get rid of something. What should I get rid of?
Your card, capture, your card, Witchwing Desmotron 3, Avenge 3, add a random battle cry minions to your opponent's minions, replicating minions,
Okay, I need to get rid of-
Deflect Bot, Witchwing Desmotron 5 of 7.
Honestly,
Capture 7
I'm
of 7.
gonna get rid
Your card,
of
summon minions,
these
summon twice as many.
canders.
Summon to the right, accessibility off, accessibility on. You have 10 mana. Arch Root, Song of 5, Arch Root, summon to the right. And
I'm
Evolving Chrome 1 of
basically
8.
dead anyway.
Song of 4 of 6. Frisker Cycle Spot, Arch Root, and Frisk, Arch Root, summon to the right,
So,
accessibility off, accessibility on. And you have 7 metal, full, Arch Root, and
Summon him.
summon to the right.
May Cenarius smile upon you.
Minions, Evolving Chrome 1 of 68 12. After you upgrade your tavern, opponent's minions, Captain 1 of 6. 2 to the rattle, deal for the module 2 of 6. 2 for divine shield, magnetic divine shield, 2 for divine shield and taunt.
Ooh, yes!
Summon to the right. Accessibility, accessibility. You have 4 out of 10 mana.
This
That's
is
what I
amazing.
would
And
have picked.
Because-
metal, full, with Arch Root 15 seconds. Accessibility off, accessibility on. Metal, 0 mana, module. Summon to the right. Accessibility off, accessibility on. Opponent's minions, Captain 1 of 5. 2 to Omega plus 6. The rattle, summon 6 1 1 microbots. For each weapon, puppet 3 2, divine shield. Priest 4 of 5. With
Can I move it?
Minions, capture 107, 2-2. Evolving chromite, Mechanolite, deflect robot, Annoyobot, deflect, Annoyobot, 2-4,
Have a
can't.
good battle, friend.
I wanted to take advantage of magnetic to merge it with my other guy to give him divine shield.
Minions, capture 107,
Except now I'm completely screwed. Completely screwed. Oh, I'm oh my god, if I had just merged them properly.
You lose.
Ouch. Ooh, I got a G.
Recognizing result document order. Achieve work in it. Tier 1, 6th place. Rating.
6th
342
place?
0. 300 rating.
What the hell?
342 342 plus 0. Hearthstone.
Oh man, that is very disappointing. If I had just merged them properly, the Caw thing would have had both Divine Shield and Taunt. So it would have been able to take out at least 2 big things. And then the eggs would have been able to do... Oh, man. Oh. I had to screw that up. So what happened was I hit Control B instead of Enter when I was summoning the minion. And when you do that, it just places the minion in a random spot because Control B just moves the mouse to your hero portrait, I believe. So it did that, and the minion was placed on the board wherever the mouse ended up, which was the wrong spot. And I thought, hey, you know, the minion's probably on the far right. So I dragged the far right minion all the way to the far left to activate the magnetic ability, except I dragged the wrong minion, and by the time I realized that, I ran out of time. But yeah, that's basically Battlegrounds. There's really not much else to it in terms of accessibility. As you can see, just about everything works really well, especially with the auto hotkey script. Just about everything works fantastically. Like I said, the only limitation of note really is that you can't see who your next opponent's going to be, and that you have to OCR to see your hero choices. But it's really not that bad. Once you're in the game, it's really fun, it's really easy, it's very, very accessible, surprisingly. Because I know Guide Dev was really concerned about accessibility for Battlegrounds, but honestly, most of it already works by accident. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that the battle code, I guess, is very similar to the standard battle code, like, you know, the minions and the boards and the cards and stuff, if it wasn't for that, this mode would not be accessible at all. But we got very lucky that Blizzard's developers decided to reuse a lot of the code, which makes sense. Developers are lazy. We're all very, very lazy people, so that makes perfect sense. But anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope I sound okay, because my microphone situation is not great, and I hope I don't sound too tired, because I am really tired. But I do still want to upload this tonight. So, thank you very much for listening.
Audio mixer window, music stop, sources window, checkbox, controls window.
And
audio mixer window, team transition window, transition now, back configuration, controls window, stop recording, check, studio mode, stop recording, checkbox check.
And I will catch you guys later. Have fun. Enjoy Battlegrounds.